Hey guys, this is me, Diogen Z, and you're listening to Refined Rage, Episode 5. Now, on this episode of Refined Rage, I've written an essay, and originally this essay was written for school. I'm in advanced placement psychology, and we're learning about child development right now. So my teacher decided to show us a video of a TV series, maybe you've heard of it, called Jon Kate Plus Eight. And what this is it's two people who couldn't have kids, so they had in vitro twice. The first time they had twins, and then the second time they had sextuplets. Now, you could have prevented sextuplets by pinching off some of the eggs and, eliminating them. But, of course, this woman didn't, so now they made a TV show out of this. And the assignment was to tell our teacher in essay format how we felt about the show, and also give our opinion, could we handle 8 kids? So I thought it was a very good essay, and I'm going to read this to you now. So, a complete debacle of human insignificance forced upon the unthinking majority of America, insulting logic and all laws of nature. Thus is, to put it lightly, how I feel about this atrocity to humanity. First, let's begin this rant with looking at the nature of this birth. From what I saw and heard, the couple couldn't have children, therefore got an in vitro. Right there, they should have stopped rejection of nature. If you can't produce kids, then there is a good reason for it. Structurally, you are weak, and natural selection will filter out a weaker species. But of course, being the non-thinking majority with money, nature means nothing to them. As a side note, I find it funny how people wonder if we have any chance of evolving further. When I say it's plainly obvious, no. We corrupted the system and have screwed ourselves over. But that's another topic for another day. I know what you're thinking, that I have cool, almost Aryan race superiority ideals. Let me smite this argument by throwing a fun figure at you. According to the AFCARS report, which stands for Adoption and Foster Care Analysis and Reporting System Report, there were approximately 542,000 children in the U.S. foster care on September 30th, 2001. So this is in 2001. I don't even have really recent figures for you. Anyway, back to the essay. If you can't reproduce, then don't fret upon your faulty plastic existence. 5,000 children leave us per hour from preventable diseases and starvation. This makes your problems seem like nothing. It blows my mind that these self-serving, stammering know-nothings have 8 artificial children that no doubt will have problems, medically, later in life, when death and starvation surrounds us all. How about you? Sorry. We did that. How about you do the world some good and adopt 8 children, if you're so crazy about kids? Now, it's bad enough that these inane fools had 8 children, but the fact that they spawned a television show is just abominable. Oh, wonderful. Now we have more over-romanticized propaganda being funneled into the collective unconscious minds, causing them to think, hey, kids are fun. When in truth, many viewers of these shows are around my age and are being corrupted with the idea that having kids is fun and will create a stronger relationship between them and their mate. Take this quote from a young girl so desperate for help that she turned to cyberspace to determine the fate of her accidental child. And I just want to make a side note here for everybody who's listening. I found this question on Yahoo Answers. So, this girl really has no options. I mean, she's going on to freaking Yahoo Answers to figure out the fate of her child. So anyway, let me read you the quote. I'm 15 and in year 10 at school. I'm 7 weeks pregnant. I live with my mom and stepdad and 2 sisters. My mom said she will support me whatever I decide. However, the father of the baby has told me to get rid of it and says if I keep it, he wants nothing to do with it. What should I do? Doesn't that story just warm your heart? It does mine. I personally think that they should post some sort of message like that in front of every Jon and Kate Plus 8 episode as a little warning label. Now, Jon and Kate Plus 8 are not the only ones responsible for corrupting the youth of America. There is a number of things, but in this case, it is the media once again misconstruing truths and altering your perception to abide to their wishes. You know what they say, if it's good for ratings, then it's good for the company. Now, for the next part of this essay, I will determine how the relationship of the married couple is. In 2 words, complete failure. These two, if not for the kids and probably the television show and the funneling of money in their greedy little hands, would get a divorce. I think the character I get the kick out of the most would be the wife. She's the very definition of neurotic. First off, she's religious, which pieces together why she wouldn't cut off any of the eggs in her uterus, or zygotes in professional psychology terms. She has a pro-life mentality going, which I don't want to even get started on the pro-life hypocrisy, because we'll be here all day. Save that for another episode, guys. Anyway, I find it funny that after 8 o'clock at night is when they can express love for each other. Okay, let me just pause this right here by saying that the episode I watched, they were saying to the camera that once all the kids are in bed, they can actually show affection for each other. So that's what I was commenting there, how pathetic that is. Okay, anyway, this fact alone shows they were not meant for each other in the first place. And then in quotations I said, wow, I feel like a gossiping hussy. More to the point, the woman couldn't fathom the children having fun picking apples outside of tradition. Another side note, the episode I saw was them, they went to an apple orchard, and the mother said, we do this every year as tradition. And then, she couldn't believe her eyes when the kids were actually having fun, just like running around outside. Oh my God, amazing. Who would have thought? And then, all in caps, I said, of course they would, you moron. Children that young could give a flying fuck about tradition. It's the exploration, the outdoors, the unpredictability of the situation which makes them thrive with great vigor. This woman is a great example of bending to the system and surrendering free thought for trite possessions and ideals of comfort. This is not to forget the man. He too has surrendered to low standards and expectations. The wonderment and fascination of life has left these people, turning them into soulless husks, another brick in the wall. I bet all my pretty pennies that one of their children ends up in the military going across seas to get his or her head blown off for the rich man's war. Of course, this is mere speculation, and as of now, I can't be certain. It is clear to me that these wastes of space are self-serving with their heads up their assholes, not giving a thought to the environment and all of its creatures around them. For my final heartfelt thought, I'll discuss how this impacts my life, and could I possibly handle 8 children? The clear cutthroat answer is no. I could not support 8 kids, nor would I ever fathom having that many. As I mentioned, it is irresponsible to let your dick run wild and drop a few kids here and there. When I have a kid, if I do, I am going to do it correctly, not in the haphazard manner in which these numbskulls have chosen. Let's also just say, for hypothetical purposes, that my seed was not fertile. Now, as I earlier cemented into your mind, this means I am not fit to reproduce, and my segment of the family tree is to fade away into time. I would not resort to superficial and supercilious methods, such as in vitro. I would take the car down to the nearest foster care house and give hope to some child who has had the world give up on them without even giving them a chance to voice their say. Parenthood is something I would like to experience, but much later down in life. In conclusion, the show Jon and Kate Plus 8 is a crime that is produced by criminals who reap true benefits, while they keep the general unthinking populace the way they want, comfortably numb, and open to self-destructive suggestions. Stop reproducing and have compassion for your common brothers who are alive already, that are less fortunate than you. This does not mean donate money. This means take real action, because throwing money at your problems, and I put this in quotes, as we blatantly see in our current economic state of affairs, end quote, is not the solution to any paradox. I leave you now to ponder these infuriating thoughts, and out of it, I want you to gain great contempt. Not for me, and then in quotes I said, okay, do so if you must, unquote, but at the way society functions. Never stop asking the big questions. Never lose the anger in your heart that gives you the passion to pursue your dreams. And never surrender your mind to conformity. And that's what I got for you guys. That was my essay about Jon and Kate Plus, how I feel about it. I would love to hear your thoughts about the essay and also the show if you've seen it or if you've heard of it. Just comment in the YouTube section of this video. Alright, well, that is all the time I have for today, and Neo Gen Z with Refined Rage. I am out.